Hi everybody, Ninjabowler here, and today we're going to be looking at this Depreciation Guild album, In Her Gentle Jaws. Welcome back to Ninjabowler's classic albums. And if you watched my previous video, which was how to recommend albums to somebody on Album of the Year, I told everybody that I got a recommendation from none other than... Hold on, come on. From none other than this user. I unfortunately don't know how to pronounce their name, so I'm just going to refer to them as K, if that's alright, if the user is watching this video, and recommended me this album. And I did say that I was going to take recommendations from the Album of the Year website from now on, from my previous video. So this album from the Depreciation Guild is called In Her Gentle Jaws, and is a pretty decent shoegaze, dream pop, Brit pop, indie-tronica chiptune album. This is some of the genres that are listed as of the video being recorded. And here are the track listing and track ratings. My favorite song from this album has to be Butterfly Kisses, and my least favorite has to be Water Window. So, I will say that, and yes, this is the first ever non-metal album that I've had to review on Ninjabowler's classic album reviews. So, this is a pretty interesting case. And I do like shoegaze, and I do really like how it is able to combine electronic NES-like sounds with shoegaze alternative rock sounds. Like, the electronic sounds, the 8-bit music type stuff, is sitting in the corner gently, like, doing its thing and all that stuff, while most of the time it lets the shoegaze alternative rock aspects of this album be the star of the show. Lyrics are rather decent at times, I will say. Some songs do focus on love, heartbreak, or trying to get a girl to love you, and sometimes in songs like Butterfly Kisses, it does it really well. However, since that it is leaning into more of the rock parts of this album, it works better than the bit pop or 8-bit music parts of this album. Which is apparent for songs like Dark Glooming, as it doesn't really work as well as Butterfly Kisses does, since that it is leaning into the more 8-bit music parts of the album. Unfortunately, sometimes lyrics are rather minimal in songs like Natuless, I think I pronounced that correctly, Natuless, where it's just a few little sections of lyrics, and that's it, and sometimes the songs will drag on a bit. Unfortunately, the second half is a lot weaker, I'd say. Well, not a lot weaker, but I will say it is weaker than the first half, and Heavy Eyes isn't really that fantastic of a closer. No, I don't want to go into a website. I hate the fact that I have that websites pop up everywhere in this site. That's my only problem with it. So Heavy Eyes is a rather disappointing closer, in my opinion. It does just repeat the lyrics like twice, and that's it. The lyrics are rather decent, but redundant. Water Window is definitely the worst song off this album, as it could have worked as like a 2-minute interlude, or if it was placed as the second to last song so it could build up to the last song. And that's why track placement in the songs is important sometimes, because you gotta get that right too. I do think the vocals are pretty decent off this album. I also do think the instrumentation, especially in the guitar work, is pretty well. And sometimes I can't tell if drums are being played from the 8-bit music, or if it's actually like drumming or not, but fun mystery, I guess. So, what do I rate In Her Gentle Jaws? Now, it does have a lot of good stuff going for it, like, the lyrics at times can be pretty good. It does a good job, like, combining genres, like, bit pop, indie electronica, and shoegaze. However, the second half of this album is a lot weaker, than the first, so... and it does have a fair share of its problems. I'm gonna have to go with a decent 7 on this album. Yeah, decent 7 sounds good. So, decent 7 on this album. Thank you, Kay, for recommending me this album on Album of the Year. If you have any recommendations, whether it's an album, a studio album, or studio EP, make sure you comment them down below. Or if you want to recommend me an album on Album of the Year, how you want to do it, go watch this video right here. How to recommend albums on Album of the Year. Go watch that video right there, and it'll teach you how to recommend albums on Album of the Year if you want to recommend an album to me on Album of the Year. So, with that said, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, send this video to a friend, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.